Welcome to this edition of On the Scene. Today we're going to be talking about the Medicaid expansion with the Suffolk Department of Social Services. Stay tuned. Welcome back to this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Butler. Today I'm here with Adonica McCain, who is the Financial Services Coordinator with the Suffolk Department of Social Services, to talk about the Medicaid expansion and what people can kind of expect for it. Thank you for being here, Adonica.
Well, thank you. Thank you for this platform and this opportunity to speak briefly about Medicaid expansion. These are exciting times for Virginians who need health care coverage. Thousands may soon be eligible for this coverage through the expansion. Previously, some adults found it hard to receive the coverage itself due to various restrictions, such as income or what have you. But we at Social Services wanted to get the awareness out that changes are soon coming.
Okay. What can you tell us about Medicaid for those people that may not be too familiar with it?
Medicaid is health care coverage. It's state and federally funded. There are various aid categories and various requirements in order for one to become eligible. One of the largest pools would be Medicaid. It's considered Life C, some people call it, and that is low-income families and children coverage. But there are various forms of it. There's pregnant women Medicaid, so on and so forth. So there's different criteria to go with every category of Medicaid. But again, the largest pool is to ensure that children are covered, and some adults, unfortunately, were disqualified due to those restrictions, to various restrictions.
Okay. When will the new health care coverage start?
January 1st, 2019, very soon.
So very soon. What services are covered?
Well, the services that are covered are doctor visits, hospitalization, emergency services, maternity, home health care services. It's a gamut of things that are covered. It's essentially full coverage
kind of like
health
everything. So like if I do something and I need to get an x-ray, that would fall underneath being covered and I wouldn't have to worry about that.
Correct, yes.
Okay. If someone were to apply for it, would they be able to get coverage if they had a pre-existing condition?
Now, pre-existing conditions, yes, they would be able to receive coverage. The thing about pre-existing conditions is that it doesn't determine your eligibility nor disqualify you from eligibility. You just have to meet the qualifications for the program.
What are the qualifications for the program?
Well, from what we know, because the program is still being developed at this time, what we do know is that as long as you're a Virginia resident between the ages of 19 and 64, you cannot be in Medicare or eligible to receive Medicare. And as I stated, income requirements they vary due to household size, so you have to meet the income requirements that that they have.
Now, will I be able to keep my own doctor, or do I have to go to another physician, or how does that kind of work? Because I knew when there was a changeover in plan, sometimes you're not always able to keep your doctor, and so I know that's a concern for some people. And
that's understandable, and you're absolutely right. Sometimes with changes in coverage, you're not eligible to continue to see the same doctor. However, at this time, we can't necessarily say. What we can say is once you apply, you're deemed eligible, you're enrolled in one of the many plans that there will be available to you, you can contact your healthcare provider to see if they do accept that particular program.
Now, you kind of touched on it a little bit there, but what kind of health plans are there? Are there different variations of it, or?
There are various health plans. At this time, it's still being developed, so I don't necessarily want to give out the actual plans that will be available, but my understanding is at this time there will be approximately 6 different programs that that one could be eligible to be placed in or choose. And when I say plan, I'm meaning like a managed care plan, a managed care program that they can choose from once deemed eligible.
How will my doctor know that I am in this Medicaid expansion or this Medicaid program? Do I get a card? I fill out the form and they just know, or?
Well, you do receive a health insurance card with
Okay.
it. Once you're deemed eligible, you apply and then you're deemed eligible, you
Mhm.
will receive health care coverage card, and you
Okay.
can take that to.
And that would be my proof and everything else that I
Correct.
would submit to my doctor when I go for whatever appointment or visit I need to go to.
Correct, yes.
Okay. Once I get approved, do I have to meet any other type of additional requirements for coverage or anything like that, or once I'm approved, am I approved?
Once you're approved, you're approved,
Okay.
okay? However, there will be, and again, as we're developing the requirements and the qualifications still at this time, not certain as to whether there will be an annual renewal of that benefit, how long the program will be, because we're still in the midst of developing those
Right.
type of qualifications or what have you. However, once you're in the program, there may be changes to come to the program as well, because
Okay.
anything new that's starting, there will be changes to,
Right,
anything new
right.
that's starting, there will be developing changes. So it's very possible that there will be a work requirement component involved, but that may be at a later date. Right
Okay.
now, we're just making certain that we get the awareness out that there's new health care coverage, that there's an income requirement, of course, to that,
Right.
and to let people know in the past that have been denied, that please, reapply or what have you.
Because there's a strong chance that they may actually be approved now with this new expansion.
Very much so. When it comes down to it, as I stated before, adults that may have had, a higher than the income threshold, yearly annual income than the income threshold that is due for requirement for Medicaid, we've upped that a bit. So,
Okay.
for example, a household size of 1, you have to make up to about $16,754 in order to be eligible now. For a household size of 2 adults, I think the income requirement is up to $22,715. And a household of 3, meaning 2 adults and a child, I believe it's $28,677. And the income thresholds were very, very low prior to this expansion.
Okay.
So it's very possible that you may be eligible at this point.
Okay. So anybody that needs health insurance kind of thing, they need to go ahead and apply and take a chance that they will be approved now, as opposed to being turned away before.
Yes, and on the covervirginia.org website, you can visit that website to find out any updates, any changes, as we're still developing the program itself.
Right.
We meaning the state of Virginia, still developing the program itself. And there is it's called an eligibility screening tool on that website.
Okay.
Now you can use that as an estimate. It'll ask just various questions, and please by no means believe that is what's deeming you eligible to receive it. It's just helping you as a tool to see whether you
Right.
meet various criteria that's already set forth.
So it's not going to say, yes, you've got it. It's going to give you an idea of potentially maybe you have it.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Or maybe you could receive it come January 1st, 2019.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How does somebody, we've talked about the program, but how does somebody actually apply?
There are various ways for an individual to apply. We have, as I stated before, the Cover Virginia call center that you can utilize. That number is 1-855-242-8282. I think I referenced before covervirginia.org website, not the call center, but the website.
Okay.
Please, by all means, go to that if you have any questions, because we will be, we meaning the state again, filtering information and updates regarding Medicaid expansion and its eligibility requirements there. Okay. Then there's also the Virginia DSS Enterprise Call Center. That number is 855-635-4370. Then there's, of course, the healthcare.gov website, which is the marketplace. And we have another website, the online application portal of commonhelp.virginia, spelled out, .gov, and that's the online site in which even current users can go to apply for benefits, renew current benefits, or make changes to what they already have. That site will also be a place where they can apply. And of course, please come into your local Department of Social Services if you have questions and to apply.
So there's a variety of different places that someone can go to. If one doesn't seem to be working, they can go somewhere else.
Correct.
And like you said, there's always coming into the office to kind of talk with somebody and get any type of help that anybody needs.
Correct.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd kind of like to share?
No, I just wanted to say thank you again for this opportunity and for letting us reach out to the community to spark awareness. My understanding is Department of Social Services will be doing more campaigning regarding this program. We call it Cover Virginia, because that's what we're trying to do. And we will be placing brochures, posters, things of that nature at various city offices. So you'll see this material for some time now over the next few months, just to get the word out.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
That'll do it for this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Butler.